Shout out to every motherfucking body. Oh, yeah. Figured I'd have a drink tonight. Have a smoke. Talk about these bitches, as we always do. In such an eloquent way. Do a pretty good job here. Now, I was going to do a live last night, and I tried to do a video, and it just wasn't fit. It wasn't it. But tonight, it's going to be good. Tonight, it's going to be good. I got to stack up on these damn solo cups, man. These shit's running out. Cheers. You know, when it's just something that you that you needed, man. You was like, oh, I just needed a drink. And you finally, that first sip, that should be everything, bro. Got my favorite stick, besides my own. You know. I don't know if you guys know this guy, Jeff James, therapist. I really wish he could have met Kevin Samuels. Oh, I tell you, this guy's like Kevin Samuels reincarnated, bro. Yeah, really is. You know, and just the way he talks. You know, Kev used to talk, and he was kind of like me. Or I'm kind of like him as far as getting straight to the point. He's a lot more polished than I am. I guess he got that corporate tongue. Pause. You know. Me, I got military and corrections, so. Military and corrections. So you know I'm gonna curse you the fuck out, because I believe that's the only way you will understand shit. Right? Right. Motherfucking right. Put a test in the chat. Test in the chat. No test. Test no bueno. Oh, there you go. They just fucking late. About time, shit. Oh, that shit caught me. That shit caught me. Well, let me warm the shit up. So today's what I'm talking about today, right? I'm talking about the swindle, right? When you first get with a chick, you know what I'm saying, you wanna be the bitch's hero. You wanna be the hero to the bitch, you know? You wanna protect her from her horrible, mean ex. You want to protect her from everything. You want to make sure she has the best of everything, and, you know, because she sold you a story. She sold you a story about the nigga before you. Yes, she did. She sold you a story about the 30 niggas before you. Oh, that shit is so good. She sold you a story about the 30 niggas before you and how they all fumbled her. They weren't ready, they weren't mature. And it's like, goddamn, bitch. You ain't fuck up once? You keep picking niggas that do the same shit? What barrel are you picking from? Speaking of picking, you picking out of Picking Avenue barrels, bitch? Bitch is picking out of Picking Avenue barrels. I like that. Picking Avenue barrels. That's what you get a man from. Like, how do you do that multiple times? But this is the game. And oh, what a simple, slick game it was. The game was to make you want to be the hero. To make you feel that she needs saving and you're just the perfect motherfucker for the job. So here you go, swooping on in, Captain Save-A-Ho, right? Or Simp Save-A-Ho out here saving hoes and shit. Do I have it? I got a picture of a guy, he did a skit. And on the skit, the shit said, Captain Simp. On the shit, man. It's hilarious. Captain Simp. Fucking hilarious, bro. Hold on. Oh, I thought that shit said decapitated. I was like, what the fuck is that? Cap. So basically what Cap Simp is, y'all know what a simp is. Y'all know who the simps are, right? So, this nigga funny. Look at this nigga here. Jesus. Jesus, rice and peas. This the nigga right here. This is what she's looking for. That nigga right there. Cause she knows they're out there. She knows you niggas are out there. Been saving hoes since 1964. So this guy, you start dating the broad and she tells you, oh, he wouldn't, he always kept me in the house. He wouldn't take me anywhere. I couldn't go anywhere with my friends. I felt like a prisoner. You know, all the sad shit, nigga. Need the world's smallest violin to start playing. So now you're thinking, you know what, man, I'm gonna make sure that I take her out and I'm gonna let her go places by herself. And, you know, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And then she got you. Just that simple bullshit line about the nigga before, and here you go. Captain Simp to the rescue. Captain fucking Simp. Right, now you out there buying shit, paying for shit, lifting shit, carrying shit, moving shit, shaking shit. Whatever she needs. And then, like, you'll be having a conversation, right? You'll be having a conversation and shit. And then, like, really, she don't want the conversation to go a certain way. So then she'll be talking to you. She'll be like, "Oh, it just reminded me of my ex because he used to be on some controlling shit." She throw that out there, bro. These bitches is mad. Like, listen, I'm gonna give it to the hoes. They had a racket going on for a while, man. They had the manipulation racket going on for a while. You gotta understand the opponent that you up against and show no mercy, niggas. You show a little bit of mercy, you've been compromised. That's what you gotta understand. Once you show mercy, you've been compromised. They manipulate us through our feelings because we actually use them shits. Let me look at this story real quick. What story we got here? Oh, let me make sure this is good. Let's see. Let's check this story out real quick over here. Let me move this cap sip out the ooh. Alright. Move this nigga out the way. Alright, let's see what they're talking about. Let's listen to this story.
She said, "No, there's something that I need to tell you." And I said, "Is it bad?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Is it about the marriage?" And she said, "Yes." And then we began to drive back, and I had this sinking feeling in me. And we drove for about 5 minutes in silence, and then I went to put my hand on her lap, and she said, Don't touch me, because you won't want to after I've told you what's happened." And that's whenever it drops. And I remember that 10-minute drive back home then felt like an eternity. I was just looking out the window. And we got home, we got into the house, into the kitchen, and I was standing by the kitchen table, hands rested on it, and I said, "What's happened?" And she said, "I've been having an affair with a man from work." And I remember just tears began to stream. I didn't move, completely motionless, tears began to stream. And then she said, "And that's not all." And she said, "I'm pregnant with this child." And in that moment, I felt like I lost a lot. You know, I'd lost my wife. I'd lost the life we created. I'd lost.
God damn. Damn, kid. Yeah, you lost some shit, Papa. Oh, that dirty bitch. She came home and told you that she's pregnant.
The dog, our home, my parents-in-law, her family, everything that I'd really held dear. If someone said, "What makes a meaningful life?" I would have described these things. She said, "No, there's something that I need to tell you." And I said, "Is it bad?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Is that about the marriage?" And she said, "Yes." And then we began to drive back.
Oh, dirty bitch. You know, men around the world, they all take betrayal, just downright nasty hoism. They all take it differently. Some dudes cry, beg, grieve. Some niggas spaz out, bitch. Some niggas spaz out.
Headshot.
You can't get upset or say, oh, he's the villain now. No, bitch. Niggas grieve differently. You can't violate somebody and then choose how they choose to violate your monkey ass back. Okay? You violated him on this way. He chose to violate you on that way. All right? Because what happens, like in a situation like this, right? Her relationship broke up because she cheated and got pregnant by a nigga on her job who don't really want her. She just got cheated on. She just cheated and got pregnant. This nigga raw. Too late. So, when this marriage is over, and she goes back to the market after homeboy dumps her, you don't really fucking want her. And she takes her ass back out to the fucking market. Looking for a fucking date. Guy's gonna say, hey, yeah, so how's it going? And yeah, I'm here, I just got out of a relationship about 8 months ago. I figured it might be time to just get back in the groove of things and meet someone. How about you? Now, bitch, it's your turn to explain what fuckery you partook in as to why your ass is back out on the dating market. She's gonna say, well, I was married for so-and-so and I had kids and we had a wonderful family, but, he was just so insecure. I mean, I have male friends and we've been friends for years and nothing's ever happened. And, he just got upset and he became violent. She's gonna tell that nigga that all of her kids belong to that ex-husband and they don't. One of them belongs to the nigga that was at her job. And the way we know this to be true is because every single woman you talk to and you ask her about her previous relationship, the bitches never say, oh, it was my fault. I fucking cheated on him with a guy from work and got pregnant. Or, oh, it was my fault. Like, I kept going back to my ex and he found out. Or, oh, it was my fault. I really wasn't into him like that. And we had an argument and I told him because, I was with him for 3 months and it was just a waste of time. They never tell you the truth. I had to sit back. I had to sit back and think about every fucking relationship that I've been in with you bitches since high school. And every single last one of yous said it was somebody else's fault. And then we got together and either you cheated or some other shit, like you did some wrong shit. And then that was it. But I know for a fact, you did not tell the next nigga what you did. So fellas, we know for a fact that they're not adult enough to admit their faults. They'll never do that. So we just gotta assume. Yeah, assume. right? Fuck the ass out of you, me thing, whatever. Fuck that. Listen, it's okay to assume. You can assume that she violated some nigga and the nigga wasn't with it. It's okay to assume that. You know, everybody, like, when you see these videos and you see the nigga already turned up on 60, he already turned up. You see the bitch hollering, "No, stop, let me go," or whatever the fuck she's saying. We automatically assume that this is, you know, this violent, irrational man. You know, we actually look at these men as if they are predators lurking in the fucking alleyway for bitches. And they're not. They've been in relationships with this bitch for a long time. So what's making him spaz out on this hoe? You've been noticing a lot of women been getting caught cheating. And that's a real despicable, charge, man. That's like right underneath the bitch trying to kill you. And we have that. Oh, this motherfucker got a will. She's gonna hire somebody and to go and take his ass out, but they always end up getting caught. They always end up getting caught. Chicago has about 80% of their crimes going unsolved. You might want to start hiring niggas from Chicago. Yeah, I got a better chance. Everything else I got for you. So look at this shit here. This is how this shit be taking off too. You see this hoe? Point of view, he doesn't know it yet, but I got divorce papers drawn up and we're on our last vacation together. See, the bitch thinks that's funny. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I don't got no remorse for these bitches. None. Ping pow them hoes, gentlemen. Ping pow them. Ping pow. To the moon, Alice. Listen, man, I don't got no remorse for that shit. It was something up here I saw this bitch getting, she was really getting like tossed around the room. She wasn't getting fucked up. She was getting tossed around the room and she's like, ew. Then she really starts acting. It's like, bitch. Listen, man, I used to have remorse. I don't have remorse for them hoes. So here in this video right here, it says, I love yous turn into this fast if he calls you names, yells at you, breaks your stuff, self-harms, leave him. This is just what was caught on camera, not even the worst. So let's see. They put the word sad in the middle to let you know that they think it's sad. Like, come on, man. I'm trying to blow this shit up, man. What the fuck, bro? Fuck it. Let's go.
Get the fuck up! Get the fuck up! Get the fuck out!
Nigga hit him with the Diddy kick.
Get in the fucking room! Get in the fucking room! Get the fuck up! I'm not gonna fucking do it. Get up. Literally. Bitch wants to act fucking stupid. When it comes down to shit like All of a sudden now you're crying. You want to leave when you want. I take the fucking car. And literally when I do, it's a problem. Get the fuck upstairs. Get upstairs. What's wrong? Get upstairs. Get upstairs.
Yeah, so, sorry the picture can't be blown up any bigger than that. It says something about when you do something, it's okay, but when I do it, it's a problem. You know, when the videos start like this, when the videos like this start and it's already in the middle of the heated fucking situation, there's no build up, there's no explanation, be wary. Don't jump to conclusions. Because the bitch is hiding something. There's this guy. This is one of my favorite fucking drinks of all time. Crown Royal Apple. Hands down, one of my favorites, one of the go-tos. Like, if you don't know what else to get, you're like, do I really want to try that? Not really. I don't really like that. Give me Crown Royal Apple. Never misses. Great taste. You could actually drink it straight over ice, you know. For decades, they've been so courteous and give you this nice little bag and you can put your stuff in. Oh, I gotta slow down on that motherfucker. Hey. But yeah, so there's this guy. He is a male therapist. Terminator, man. What's up, man? Terminator T, man. King West, their pain and tears don't. Bro, when I saw the shit that they do, I said, yo. When I saw that these bitches could cry and snot and beg and lie at the same time, I said, oh man, wow. Bitches will be crying and snotting and they're good at lying. They're good at lying. When I saw that, I said, oh, nah, me. Right? But there's this guy. I want to watch this guy. He says something that I like. It's a Brad. Listen to what Brad says. Where you at, Brad? Brad on the motherfucking block. Brad Brizzle.
Now, listen close, because this is an important piece to all of this. Because she does not yet understand who you are, there is a degree of mystery to you. Now, the reason why women enjoy a good mystery, or a man who appears to be slightly mysterious, is now she basically has, like, something to uncover slowly, page by page. It's like a good movie or a good book, okay? The movie isn't over typically in like 20 minutes. The movie takes a couple hours to get through. A good book typically takes multiple chapters. So the reason why women like men who are mysterious is because now she gets to peel you back page by page and see what the real inner workings of your personality is like. Now, the closer she gets to you, or the closer she gets to the end of that storybook or that movie, the quicker the storybook or movie is over, and now she needs to find a new storybook or a new movie.
Now, is that true? Can we find logic in that? I kind of see some logic in that. I see bitches like the mysterious guy, the guy that actually has something that they're hiding. They just want to know what it is. They just want to fucking know what it is, right? Some bitches found out what it was, and they got fucking chopped up and spread across the highway. Terminator T, they start confusion, then try to escape consequences. Listen, I'm a nice guy. And for me to not give a fuck about what a chick is going through, what happened? I'm a nice guy, bro. I'm not a sociopath or anything like that. I just feel like when people do shit, they shouldn't be exempt from punishment. You know what I'm saying? The bitches, they fucking kill dudes, they fuck kids, and nothing happens to the hoes. And then we get the blame for everything. Hold the fuck up, bitch. Why is it that a man will get the blame for something a broad did? Or did to herself, or something that she became? Like these motherfuckers are highly sophisticated when dealing with manipulation and dealing with emotions, right? I still haven't figured out how the fuck they went from straight up whores in the 17, 18, 16, 1700s to men fighting wars over these bitches. Getting down on one knee, talking about, oh, I can't see myself without, whatever dumb shit you wrote down. How did they just birth us and then we just went along with this shit? Yo, don't put a hand on a woman no matter what. Fuck no. Fuck no. You see what these bitches do? They will turn your heart cold. Yeah. Yeah, man. Once you see, like, it's like once your eyes are open to some shit, bro, you just can't go back to being blind. Like you meet a chick and she tell you she got a male best friend. All right, man. You already know where to put that bitch in your head. She's just a good time. You're gonna rock this shit maybe 2-3 times, and then that's it, man. And then that's it. Because men are no longer being the fools. And well, one thing I don't understand is they're so fucking smart, but they're stupid as hell putting everything they do online, bro. Like, who does that dumb shit? They step all night. That was hard to believe. I ain't even gonna front. Because we're logical thinking people. And that shit just ain't logical. Why would you shit on a nigga that's super nice to you? I had a hard time understanding that. Dude, he doesn't cheat. He stays in, takes you out, You know, he's all around good guy. You know, he makes sure everything is good. Why you cheating on him? Why are you talking about he's boring? Why are you talking about the passion is gone? Mitch, don't you know? And this is how I know this is true. He said the rough patch disrupts the fantasy she's living in her head. That's how I know it's true. When the bitch says, what the fuck what was I saying? He's not, oh, he's boring and this and that. It's boring. Bitch, in the real world, a nigga gotta work so your monkey ass can stay home. That's the real world. That's how I know that shit is true, that they live in a fantasy. Because they're totally disconnected from the real world, bro. For you to stay your monkey ass home, he gotta work enough to make enough money for him, and then he gotta go replace your salary. They made me, yeah. Yeah. It's what it is, man. And I think that we need to change the way we think about women. I was on TikTok going through some of the chat rooms, listening to some of the shit they were saying. There's this guy, the bigger play. He's usually on Facebook and all this shit. But so the bigger play's on there, and this bitch was running with the narrative. She's like, yeah, you know, we're doing this and we're more educated and we've got more money. And where you got money, bitch? Where you got money at? You can't tell me you hoes got money and you can't have all the money and be the most evicted at the same fucking time. That is it's not mathematically possible. I saw another post. This bitch said something. She doing better because she stopped dating black men. Like, yes, tell a friend. Take 2 or 3 of your friends with you. Take them. Please. I'm ready for this shit to collapse, bro. I'm ready to see a bunch of beige niggas walking around here, bro. He ain't hurting me. Right? Evil hearts spring forth evil actions. Ooh. Yeah, man, fuck the bitches, bro. Fuck the bitches. So old boy saying that they like a good mystery book, right? And he said something that I wanna watch real quick. Check it out.
Always keep that in mind. The hotter the flame, the shorter the burn. I'll say that one more time. The hotter the flame, the shorter the burn. You need to go into these interactions basically revealing things very slowly. Now keep in mind, let's start from the way beginning. Like I said, I'm not going to lose track of it.
But here's the thing, though. Knowing what we know now, bro, when you hear a guy telling you how to keep a girl or how to attract a woman, and like y'all niggas really want to start attracting these bitches? What are you attracting? Like, who are you doing this for? You gotta stop and think about it. If you want to attract bitches, you want to attract bitches, hey, cool. But at least know why. At least know why. At least know what to expect. Because they're coming to you, they want to sleep with you, and they want to take your money. They used to say, oh, all men want is sex. Well, what else you got to offer, man? What all you got to offer? What's the long list of shit you got to offer? And the only thing we want is sex. What else is on the list? Man, and the shit don't change, man. I was arguing with my kid's mom today, man. I said, man, I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Just shut up. It's fucking stupid. Stupid shit. Stupid shit. I don't got time to argue about stupid shit. You want to fuck with me about something and a lot of times these bitches just be bored, bro. They're bored, or the rest of them are just like so conditioned to fucking nag that you ever catch a bitch, she walk in and she just starts looking around. The bitch is looking for something to bitch about. Why does a person have to live like that? You want to marry somebody, this bitch come home from work and she got to looking around and see something that for her to complain about? You could fix that. You could fix that. Where's it at? Nah, I don't fucking have it. You fix that. When your bitch come in and she start complaining, she'll get it in the first day. First day. I'm gonna tell you, this shit called feminism, womanism, that is the enemy. That is the enemy. That's the enemy of good. Reason being, feminism has destroyed everything in our country, bro. It's infiltrated and spoiled our military. Other countries are looking to take advantage of us because we got a bunch of bitches in there twerking, or a bunch of homos in there trying to be bitches twerking. It's ruined the fucking regular workforce of like responders and first responders, and like you can't do what these guys can do, but you wanna do it anyway. You know how I always say, oh, they always wanna do what the fuck men wanna do? They wanna be you, dog. I'm telling you, Terminator, they want to be you, bro. There's some bitch out there right now somewhere that says, I want the same respect when I walk in the door that Terminator T gets when he walks in the door. Can you earn the respect that he gets? Can you do what he does? You know? Yeah, man, they lie like a motherfucker, bro. Right? They'll want to come to a place, oh, I want the same pay as fucking Jamal and Brad. You're like, all right, yo, do you know that you work at a law firm? Yes. All right, do you know that Jamal and Brad are one of our top lawyers, our top attorneys, rather? Yes, but I'm one of your top receptionists. You're right, you are one of our top receptionists, Kiki. Well, what are you proposing? What kind of salary are you proposing for your duties? Well, Brad and Jamal, they both get 180,000 base. Like I at least want you could at least give me 150. $150 for what? For what I do. You answer phones, you dodge phones, you don't call people back. You barely sent out an email. I gotta tell you twice, 3 times to send an email. Did you send the email? Would you please send the email? You come in late. You take an extra fucking hour on your lunch break. You lie about the work that you did. You said you did it yesterday, and then, you know, you're rushing to get it done today. Like, and what does she do? Cry fucking discrimination. It's destroyed everything, bro. It's got these, like, you know, like if you look at an ecosystem in the wilderness or like in the fucking ocean, and if you take out a specific animal, you allow something else to flourish. If you take out one predator, you allow something else to flourish and overpopulate and cause some fucked up shit. That's what was done when you took away masculinity. Masculinity kept all this feminist bullshit in check. It kept the order of the family, of the country. You shut down masculinity and you let homosexuality thrive in defiant women. You told men that if you tease this motherfucker because he's a sissy, that you'll get in trouble. So what happens? The sissy becomes empowered. I don't think y'all need to be chasing these bitches. We're men, we need to get our nuts off. Man, I don't give a fuck what none of these niggas say about paying for pussy, nigga. Get your nut how you can get your nut. You know, if that bitch gonna accept some fucking money, hey, it's better than keeping her there for a long time to disrupt everything that you're building. You know, they need to make that shit legal. If they made prostitution legal, hoes will be mad and sad. There will be no more marriage. Why I gotta marry a bitch for? What do I have to marry somebody who just might possibly line me up for a divorce to take my assets? When I could get a steady hoe. She already know what time it is. Yo, baby, you already know. One fucking Thursdays and Sundays come through. Thursdays and Sundays come through. There's no expectations. There's no, you don't trust me. There's no, well, are you going to put my name on a lease? Can we get a joint account? It's none of that. It's none of that. Are you going to pay half? It's none of that, bro. You know, I've been looking at this for a while. There's you know, a few guys I watch and they shun the pay for play thing, right? But they also shun the idea of you're going to pay anyway. And I just don't understand how you could shun that. How could you say that doesn't exist? How could you say married men don't pay? How could you say that? The nigga bought a ring for a few thousand, right? He bought a house, right? If he didn't buy a house, he pays the rent, right? Say he pays half the rent, right? Everything he shells out that goes to the woman is pay to play. If this nigga doesn't clean the garage, it's pay for play. If he doesn't cut the grass, that's pay for play, bro. Bitches manipulate sex to get men to do other shit that they want them to do. Yeah. And then when it's all said and done, when she's ready to leave, she goes to court, she gets that big settlement, that big payout. You niggas need to concentrate on how you gonna feed yourself. Because AI just took out junior attorney jobs. They don't need junior attorneys. AI does what they do. AI puts in motions, it fucking emails to clients and all other parties about it. It does the work of a junior attorney, bro. That's sad. Them niggas ain't got no job. Oh shit. When they speak, they lie. It's like natural to them breathing. They lie like a rug on the floor. The husband pay daily. Husbands' mental illness increase or develop after divorce. Glorified Johns don't. When you look at some men and you see how happy they are that they finally got a divorce, even if they lost a lot, like when you look at like Dr. Dre, oh, that nigga was so happy. Oh, he was so happy. He told me, I feel sorry for you niggas that's married. Because that bitch turns into a different, greedy person. You can never give him one up. And I got a homeboy, they used to always say that. He used to always say, you gotta keep your gators on that bitch neck. And he's kind of like a little nerdy guy. It's cool and shit, but... And I was just like, yo, how the fuck is he saying this shit? Right? And 2 years later, about 2 years from that comment, I saw what he was going through in his relationship. And I said, bro, you were right. You were right, man. Shit. This broad totally flipped the script, was lying behind his back, trying to figure out how she was gonna maintain the house without him, and like all kind of shit, bro. I'm just like, wow. Her sister was in cahoots with her. This other nigga would contact her sister, and then her sister would in turn contact her, and that's how they would communicate. It was crazy, bro. I don't know how he did it. Thank God there's people that are smarter than Big West. I only see one option. Beat her ass with a fucking in the fucking head, bro. Why you keep trying to play me? Like, what's wrong? You know what's wrong? Her envy. Women will be so envious of you, bro. They'll look at you and see the moves you make, the things you do and shit like that, and how people respect you and shit, and they want that for themselves. That's why you'll see some bitches like they'll try to play a lit nigga. Like, you know, dude is lit, they'll like try to, you know what I'm saying, make him look bad. They try to clown him and shit like that. Like, all of y'all respect him, but I got him doing this for me, so you should respect me the way you respect him. That's what they do. That's what they do, bro. That's what they do. But if shit kick off, they can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. All these movies, video game, Woman King and Salt, and all of the fucking bitch movies where the bitch is the lead and she's doing it, that shit is bullshit, man. That shit is bullshit. You had a UFC or a Pride or one of them shits. I thought both of them bitches was trannies. I couldn't believe this woman was built the way she was built. She looked like a jailed fitness guru. Bitch was like 5'2", just like jacked, bro. Then she fought a man. Well, I mean, a tranny man. Tranny man? She fought a tranny man. That nigga whooped her ass, bro. He whooped that bitch ass so bad. That was like, yeah, did you like that, huh? And the voice was crazy. The voice was crazy. It's like, yeah, did you like that, huh? It's like, what? They just want to be you. They want to piss like you. They want the respect like you. They want the money like you. They want the cars. That was the only reason they started buying them big ass cars. I remember back in the 90s, man. Only niggas had SUVs, bro. It was only men driving SUVs back in the 90s. That was it. You saw a chick pushing a fucking SUV, an Escalade, or Avalanche, or a Pathfinder, some shit like that. It was her niggas. Then the bitches started getting the fucking Escalade. I remember the bitches started getting the big face rollies, bro. Tell me I'm lying. Bitches started buying men's watches. I remember that. That shit just came back to me just now. They started buying men's watches because they wanted to show that they were like men. They had the money to buy it. Not knowing all her power lied in her just being a bitch. She got more recognition being so-and-so's girl than she did being her own self. They don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know what to do with themselves. When they become lit, right? What is Nicki Minaj? She's not like the best female rapper, nigga. She's a bitch with a BBL and chinky eyes. They don't know how to do man shit. They want to be that. They want that recognition, but they don't get lit like the niggas do. They known for showing that. Look at the little tranny bitch, Megan Thee Stallion. What's she known for? Her ass. There's a million bitches with BBLs, bro, that's known for their ass. Ass weaves lashes. Ass weaves lashes. And when you look in the men's category, what do you see? You see Lil Wayne. He's a rapper. He's known for his lyrics, his delivery, his creativity. That nigga's just a lit nigga. When it comes to this rap game, he's a lit rapper. Even the deceased, like King Von, that dude from Chicago, that was a lit young nigga. What was he known for? His lyrics, his storytelling, his delivery, his voice. Dirk, the same thing. Big, the same thing. When bitches enter the fucking arena, they only known for being the bitch. Not for excelling in that craft, bro. Bitches want to be truckers. Oh, I want to be a female trucker. But what she do? As soon as she get in there, she starts showing ass. She's not known for being a great truck driver. Bitch is known for showing a truck driver that shows ass. It's because they can't do what the fuck we do. They want to do it. Even if you look at Kamala Harris and Trump, what the fuck Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris is known for being a fucking bimbo, dog. That bitch was dumb as hell. She's known for being a grifter, flip-flopping back and forth, telling niggas one thing and then saying something else, and it's just known as bullshit. What is Trump known for in this presidency? Making hard decisions, bro. Whether or not they were wrong, that nigga is known for making decisions. He shut down, what's that shit called, man? You know, he came in there shutting down fraud and finding fraud and all of this shit. Now he known for kicking out the Mexicans and shit. Like, this nigga's known for making decisions. That bitch was vice president for 4 years. What was she known for? Not making decisions. Her lack of making decisions. They need to stay in a fucking lane. They'll cause a bunch of havoc and then men gotta go in there and squabble it out.
Topic. When you first meet, the reason why she's interested, the reason why she's intrigued is because she does not yet know who you are. She does not yet have you figured out. Because she does not yet have you figured out, that's going to be a turn on. She gets turned on by that because her attraction starts up here in her mind. Her mind starts to control her emotions as well as like even the things that she might even be fantasizing about.
I think her emotions control her mind, Papa.
Now, in the beginning, you're that man because it's new, okay? Now, there's different parts of your personality that you have not yet shown her, and you probably won't display those parts of your personality until you guys keep seeing each other and you are more comfortable. Now, the more comfortable you get, the more mistakes you start to make. I'll say that one more time. The more comfortable you get, the more mistakes you start to make. When you get comfortable, you lose your masculine energy. you lose your calm, grounded, stoic persona that you probably had in the beginning, and you start to say, hey, since I know her more on a one-to-one or personal level, I can now just sit and talk to her like it would be my best friend or my brother or my mom or my dad or somebody that I'm close with. Now, this is a brutal mistake that you're going to have to learn and realize probably for yourself, but with enough experience, you're going to see why this will oftentimes leave most men in a state where their relationship completely goes south. Now, as you keep dating, there's different traps you're going to run into. So here's what's going to happen. The more you date and the more she desires to figure you out, especially if you're taking things slowly, where you're not like rushing into a relationship or you're not seeing each other too frequently, she's going to start to do a few things. Number one, she's going to start to be really nice to you. Number two, she's probably going to start to text message you a lot or call you a lot. And number three, you're going to notice that she's probably going to start to initiate contact or communication first because she likes you. So she's going to, like, let's say maybe check in on you throughout the day. She might say things like, how's your day going? Or she might say things like, if you're bored, we can hang out later, I'm free. She might start to actually initiate that contact and that communication. Now, her interest is coming up. A brutal mistake that guys make is, as her interest starts going up, what the guy typically does is he reciprocates. Men oftentimes think really logically. Okay, so the problem is like that doesn't work very well in relationships with women. It's really funny, like as a man, a lot of times you can trust your gut instincts. A lot of times your gut instincts of what you should do, a lot of times will lead you astray when it comes to interacting with women or, dealing with your romantic relationships. Now, I'm not quite done yet with this because this is going to be a bit of a longer video, so I can explain this. She's going to start to be nice to you, okay? And the brutal mistake that men make is, as her interest rises, okay, as her interest goes up and she starts communicating more, he reciprocates that interest. Now, the biggest problem with that is you start to lack congruence, because what she fell in love with in the beginning was the man's core identity. So what you put in front of her day one, which makes sense obviously because you guys were probably strangers, so you were taking things at a slower pace, right? You weren't revealing a whole lot about yourself. That was a turn on. But she starts to say, well, that's who he is and that's how he is. But she questions it and she goes, I wonder if I can get him to expose more about himself. Now, listen close. When you expose more about yourself, you lose a lot of that mystery. So what women will do a lot of times is they will start to be very high interest. When she's around you, she's going to start to be very nice. She might be very sweet. You guys might be laying there watching a movie and she says, babe, I want to snuggle, and now she, let's say, lays her head on you and now she's snuggling up with you. She's going to start to do a lot of things to get you to drop your guard and to get you to start to reveal your interest level. Now, this is a completely brutal mistake because these are traps. These are traps that most men fall into. Okay? As you fall into these traps, there's one specific word I want you to remember, and the word is reciprocation. Men are logical. Men think logically. Okay? So if a guy comes up to you on the street and he's really nice and he says, hi, my name is whatever, right? It's great to meet you. Your natural instinct is to shake his hand and say, it's great to meet you too. Reciprocation. If your best friend named Frank, let's say, buys you, a drink when you guys are out the next weekend, you think in terms of reciprocation. So you say, I'm going to buy Frank a drink, right? Same thing goes if a different guy buys you lunch. You go, hey, this next one, it's on me. A lot of times men want to reciprocate. Now, as she lays these traps of being very nice, being overtly kind, being very sweet, she might say things to you like, I love being around you. okay, just to get you to say things like, I love being around you too. As soon as you fall into that frame of reciprocation, a lot of times this is where she bites down at you very hard. Okay, so stick with me. When she's doing these things, what she's saying subconsciously to herself, in my opinion, is, hey, how can I get this guy to lower his guard? How can I get this guy to basically lose off a few layers of his masculinity? Okay, this man, let's say he's not talking a whole lot, he's not over complimenting me, he's not over validating me, okay, he's not purposefully trying to show his interest level. He's not doing any of these things. So she's going to say, how can I get him to open up? How can I get him to reveal his interest level? How can I get him to drop his guard? Okay, and I would say majority of men fall for this. This is where they go home and they call up their best friend and their mom and they say, I found a keeper. Oh, she's a good one. Ah, yeah, she's not like most women. She's different. Yeah, I found a different one. No, not her. She's not like all those other women. She's different. Oh, but no, it feels different this time. This is what these guys are going to be saying. This is what these guys are going to be calling their best friend saying, or they're going to say, yeah, I really see a future with her. I think I found myself a really good girlfriend. Okay. You're going to notice something that's very interesting. You know, like if you look at maybe how like your grandpa or your great-grandpa behaved, you're going to notice that their personality was just a little bit harder. Their personality seemed to be just a little bit more fortified, right? They probably carried themselves more like a...
That is true. That is true. The old school, they did carry themselves a little harder when it came to the bitches. But then you got some that were really lovey-dovey too, though. Nah. I remember them being lovey-dovey. It could have been a mixture of both. I don't know.
Man's man. And what you're going to notice a lot of times is they were able to gain more respect. And a lot of times what you're going to notice is back then too, regardless of what you want to say about, modern dating with cell phones or social media or whatever, the fact is back then, okay, most people probably didn't get separated or divorced like they do today. And there's a reason for that. Your grandpa or your great-grandpa seemed to have just known how to act and how to carry himself and not to go completely soft. So here's what happens. As she gets you to lower your guard, as she gets you to drop your guard by setting these traps, remember the one word. The word is reciprocation. You start to reciprocate that energy, okay? So she's treating you very nice and very sweet. Your guard drops and you start talking more. So you're going to notice that when you're laying there with her, you maybe start to say more sentences than you typically do. Okay, another thing that you're going to probably notice, or maybe you won't notice, but I'll point it out, you might notice your vocal cadence. The more comfortable you get, you maybe will start talking a little bit quicker. She's going to notice all of a sudden maybe you talk 10 to 15% quicker. You start to use added sentences.
It's like you're starting to relate to the bitch.
Another thing you might be doing is you might start to ask her opinion on things when before you wouldn't. You say things like, what do you think about this circumstance, or what do you think about this situation, or, I'm going through this right now at work, what do you think about this, or what do you think I should do? You start asking for her opinion on things. She's going to notice all these little things, and she's going to go, he's getting more comfortable. He feels like he can actually now talk to me. And this is exactly what she wanted. She wanted you to finally start to go and talk to her. And do you know what happens the moment you reciprocate and you start to talk to her? The storybook is completed. Okay? The movie is over. She's won. You've revealed your interest level.
This video right here, man. Ask a Brother podcast. He's a therapist. This guy's on point.
I was tired last week. I'm tired this week. Period.
All right.
Still raggedy bitch right here, man. Yo, she's a raggedy fucking ragamuffin ass broad, right? Just one of those smart mouth, smart aleck bitches. You know what I'm saying? With the extra fucking comment, the extra, just all the other bullshit.
About the things that we go through in life, then what fucking use are y'all?
I actually felt the pain in Sweeney's voice when he was responding, man. But it's a week later. I just wanted to kind of get how you feeling about looking at that Lasia. I mean, do you have a change of heart? You still stand 10 toes down on what you said?
Now, you heard that, right? He just asked her, yo, it's been a week or so. How you feel about, after watching that? How you feel? You still feel the same way, or is it different? And here go the bitch.
What's going on? What are your thoughts, man?
Did you think I was gonna change my mind? Is that what like people thought, that I was gonna like change my mind? As I said what I said.
Oh!
That's the kind of fucking, like when I'm like, I'll say verbally violent. When I'm verbally violent up here, of talking about these bras, those are the bitches I be talking about. The uncooperative, confrontational, she thinks being confrontational and being snarky is cute. Those are the bitches I drag her out by the fucking ponytail and make her ass sleep out in the fucking rain. Dead ass, yo, oh my God, man, why was I not born in them fucking days? Oh, man. You can't do shit today without going to jail, bro. Do you realize that? Is this really freedom? Someone could disrespect you and you can't put hands on them. Is that freedom? No. Most relationships, the bitches is out of pocket, and the only way to get them to shut the fuck up is to put something in their damn face. And if you do that, you gotta go to jail. Like, come on, man. It's the same thing with dudes. But the thing with dudes is that they actually have two magnets, two of the same positive. You put them together, they rebound, right? Men got a line that we know we don't cross unless, I know not to cross that line unless I want to fight you, point blank. When it comes to women, they don't have that line. They feel they can say and do whatever the fuck they want to you in a relationship or in an encounter, even to the police. I think they need to be drugged. You gotta drag them. But this she thinks that shit was cute, bro.
I was tired last week. I'm tired this week. Period.
All right. Well, with that being said, I just wanted to see how you felt, man. That was last week, man. A lot of people had a lot to say. Laisha obviously doesn't have a change of heart. She's standing 10 toes down. Let me get some of the other folks involved with the conversation. Also, factor in what Jeff said as well during the timer. Bo, what are your thoughts about what Jeff said and the response, if you want to add on to it?
I saw that clip a little while ago, and I don't deal in invalidating men's experiences because I'm not a man. I can't do that. But what I was concerned about was the charge that was made about women not caring. And I think...
Oh, I think we all know bitches don't give a fuck, bro. Can we say that as a collective, that we know bitches like as a group will click no, we don't give a fuck on the damn voting box, bro? They don't give a fuck, bro. These bitches are cruel. They're all about the bottom line. What's the bottom line? Are we going to be able to go and do this? We're going to be able to go and do that? No, yeah, brokey, I'm broke, but it's okay for me to be broke because I'm a woman. It's okay for me to have a roommate because I'm a woman. It's okay for me to be 30 and living with my mother because I'm a woman. But a man can't do that because he's supposed to be a man. Yeah, it's the like, yo, your attitude has pissed off the whole country. Yo, they came up with a term because of your behavior. Black fatigue. And it's because of you. It's not because of us. No, it's not because of us. Because you guys haven't been acting out like that lately. Like that for a long time. Black men, we've been acting out, for a while. Then we had to go through the fake arrests, the fake R charges, the fake everything, man. Everything was against niggas. It's crazy. Everything was against men, even our own bitches. But when you bitches started acting up, en masse, huge as fuck, bonnets, titties and stomach out, going in restaurants, trashing the place, beating up each other, shooting at, like, they say, yo, I'm about tired of these bitches. Y'all caused that. They had a nigga put a 12-foot statue of a big-ass Keisha in Times Square, and it was like, hey, what's he trying to say? What do you think he trying to say? What do you think he trying to say? People's patience, America's patience has worn out. When you see how you motherfuckers act towards the police, come on now. Now you gotta stop. Not too many people are allowed to go at the police for too long, Pop. I don't know if you noticed that. But that dictates the type of person you are in society. How you go at police, how you interact with police. When they see how you interact with those motherfuckers, nah, these bitches is unruly. They're unruly.
I think that we have to be very careful about telling people who they care about and what they care about, especially when we see every day that women care about everybody.
Bitch is crazy. I don't know what the fuck she talking about. You're nuts. So listen, I'm gonna go straight to this guy here. Let me see here. Where's he at? Because he says the most incredible things.
Me. We're not my protectors.
I need a man out of me because she wants me to understand that
they didn't give a damn who they were harming and
Did you have something?
I just want to say
So if you can't do that as a woman that's been getting out, we're put into these spaces to be put on game in terms of desirability, in terms of all the data, and get there, you sit down, you're late, flip it. And this is where I think both sexes can get a better. Can you at least understand how I'm feeling in this moment? Doubt in the West. Identity. You weren't socialized. They don't think about how sometimes.
I just wanted to ask a quick question. Can it not be requested? Like, is that something that like we can't put in the birth like bill? Is that what the men are saying?
No,
that even if y'all requested it to be a part of the birth bill, the hospital is saying no?
They actually ask you before you sign the birth certificate. They're like, do you want to get well, in my state anyway, They ask you before
Yeah.
you sign the birth certificate, do you want to take a paternity test?
Okay, so what are we actually complaining
That's
about
not
then?
in every state.
That men
That's
don't
not
want to
Well,
offend
I'm
the
just saying
women
that's
by
in my
in the
saying
state.
United States.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's not across the board.
So
Hold on.
you're
Wait, hold
making
on, wait.
you're making
No,
it an
no.
issue that you don't want to offend a woman, not that you
Oh,
can't
fuck
do
that.
it, but that you don't want to be offensive.
Let Jeff go.
Yeah, just let him go. I don't understand it either, but maybe I'm just.
Of course y'all don't.
Right.
Of course y'all don't.
Okay.
It's not y'all issue. That's why y'all don't give a fuck.
No, and we do care.
No, y'all don't care.
I just gave you a consequence, so
You
that's
don't need
that's not being fair.
Why do we
Shan,
have to
don't
wait till
speak for me.
after the problem? Why do we have
That's
to wait
not
till
being fair.
after the
I
problem?
acknowledge that it was a
Shan,
problem.
don't speak for me. Shan, don't speak for me.
I'm talking about me.
Go ahead,
Hey, you
Jeff.
care.
There was a problem.
That's why. Say you care. Yeah, she doesn't care. And plenty of women don't care. And that's fine. But you know what happens when men don't care? The world shakes. The world shakes. The world falls. If we stop caring, bitch, if men stop caring, the next time your fucking light went out for Con Ed because a tree fell on it or whatever, or the next time your plumbing in your apartment building or in your house or the fucking water heater, the next time anything of importance goes out in your life and men stop caring, you would feel it. If bitches stop caring, what'll happen, bro? The only thing you actually control on this planet is sex. And that could be taken. It's the only thing you control on this planet. You need to be reminded of that shit. Because of broads like this one here. Right? Men have made it so safe that this bitch could be so disrespectful and nasty toward a panel of men and women. There's no repercussion. And that's a shame. And when men do inflict justice in situations, they're demonized. Before I used to automatically think the man was a bad guy. You know, and I am deeply sorry for that. You know, but as I got older, I started seeing the game played and how the system is manipulated by women. I started to notice, so what actually happened in that situation? And then when you find out what actually happened in that situation, you're like, oh. Yeah, that was kind of fucked up with what she did. I could kind of justify why he spazzed out, this, that, and the third. That video of the guy dragging the bitch through the house, we don't know what she did because the video, which was a camera inside the home, so we actually got the beginning of it. It only starts to roll on social media from the part where he's putting hands on her. How ironic, right? Yeah, but this broad right here, I really don't like her. But her face is like 2 times lighter than the rest of her fucking body.
And I said that it was a problem because I don't have the solution that you have there to the same problem that we both acknowledge is a problem. Now, me saying that acknowledging it as a problem is now a problem. Like, I don't understand.
We got it. We got it, y'all. Now, please let the guests speak.
Hey, everybody. So for starters, I've been doing this for about a little over 10 years. And when I decided to start this podcasting mode, I kind of tried to bring some of the therapeutic approaches that I typically do with my patients and clients. The first is I typically try to make people a little bit aware of potentially what it is that they're doing during conversations. And it starts with the type of listener people can choose to be. This includes the viewers as well. One type of listener is somebody that's more interested in whether or not something is true. And the other listener is more interested in how said truth or said statement makes them feel. And based off of how it makes them feel, that determines whether or not they'll receive it and accept it. I did a pretty...
Shout out to LAPIF Network for producing this content and giving us some insight on Mr. Jeff James, the therapist here.
Lengthy interview with those ladies. The first thing I'll say is I think it's very interesting and ironic that the irony of two white women from Canada were far more interested in what a black man had to say about masculinity and what's happening with men than many of the women within our own community. One of the things and reasons for why they actually selected me in the first place is because there is...
Yeah. You little rat fucking mutt bitch right here. Yo, man. Ooh, God, bro.
Is a probably a noticeable gap between most people who don't do what I do for a living in terms of skill, knowledge, experience, and expertise. My graduate thesis was actually on men. It's kind of the equivalent of like a child on Christmas getting a drum set and they're banging away a 5-year-old, and mom and dad is like complimenting them and saying how great of a drummer they are. And then the kid walks outside and basically says they're as good as Beethoven. No, there's levels to this discussion. There's surface level ways of how we can approach it, which unfortunately appears to be what seems to be going what's most viral. And then there's more in-depth, nuanced ways of kind of how to approach it. So in terms of how, I'll start with the beginning on my end, what my target audience is. And this is why I don't react or get as reactive as maybe people would like me to be. My target audience is actually people who are intellectually curious, especially about perspectives that they don't have or may not have known about. That's actually my target audience. My target audience isn't people who are intentionally obtuse. My target audience isn't people who aren't interested in learning. My target audience is not people who don't want to know certain things.
It's not you fat bitch. Yo, this nigga is just like, you know, this nigga good, man. This nigga remind me of KS. This nigga remind me of Kevin Samuels, man. He remind me of a rebirth of the nigga, bro. Like, and it's because he's really getting to this bitch. She knows that he's talking to her. You know we talking to you, ho. You know what I'm saying? He talking to you, ho. Yeah. You don't matter in this fucking world, bitch. But she can't say nothing because of the angle that he's delivering this shit. And he's not yelling. Oh man, this is great. This is good shit.
My belief system in these type of discussions, and just in how I carry myself, believe it or not, is that I actually try to promote and tell men, because the topic actually was about men and masculinity, to believe all women. I think we should believe all women when they tell you where they stand and where you stand. I think we need to believe all women.
Who this nigga cooking?
Enemy spotted.
Did you see that? Did you see that lineup? Did you see the jab? Man, he said, believe all women, right? That had them up. That was the jab. That was the boom. She went like this. And he said, when they act like they're who they are, like they don't care, believe them. Man, bitch. Yeah. I like that. I like that, man.
Believe all women when they tell you where they stand and where you stand. I think we need to believe all women when they tell us that their femininity is conditional. I think we need to believe them when they say that they will or won't care about certain things that pertain to you and that could directly affect you.
Oh, you rat bitch. Yes.
And I really, really do believe that when they are showing that when something is brought up, that they have a special ability to flip it back on to how some way and somehow they have it worse. You really need to kind of believe them. Like Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. So, you know, in terms of how I typically approach these conversations, my goal for the listeners, men and women, feminists or not, is really to introduce potentially new concepts, or at least concepts not only that people haven't heard of, but B, if they have heard of it, okay, well, what do we do about it? So in terms of like a breakdown and argumentation, for the people, and this is more of a general thing, I'm not asking anyone specifically on the panel. Name of the podcast. What show are we reacting to? How many episodes did we shoot? How long were the episodes? What was the overall purpose of the interview? And the reason for why the guest, meaning me, was even selected in the first place to even answer these questions. Because not only was I brought in to talk about masculinity, there was a section where I was specifically asked about feminism and how it's been affecting men as well, and going over the origins of feminism and who funded it, who staffed it, how women back then kind of felt, what was the split between how many women liked it, how many women didn't, as well as the Marxist influence that kind of has shaped what we're kind of dealing with right now. So people who don't know or have any of the answers to those questions I just asked, that's kind of like reading the table of contents and thinking you're prepared to do a full book report or presentation. So it's kind of tough for me sometimes to kind of jump into trying to deal with people that I know.
Basically, it's hard to talk to motherfuckers who don't even know what they're talking about, and they're going to be going based off of their fucking emotions. Yeah.
Pretty much just read the table of contents of a book that I pretty much wrote verbally. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's part of my field. It's what I do for a living. Much of maybe 80 to 90% of the things that I referenced and quoted are pretty verifiable and easy for people to kind of look up. The only significant difference between myself and the only difference between myself who's being asked in these conversations to give like nuanced, adequate answers to hopefully explain some of the results and consequences of intersexual and intergenerational and a whole clients per month. I think in the last 4, 5, 6 days, I think over 250,000 people have kind of seen it. It is what it is. But in terms of the reason why I'm entering into this space, believe it or not, is because I want to get us to a place to kind of start to raise the standard, raise the bar in terms of how we see each other, what we expect, and how we talk to each other. So long story short, I won't do.
Nah, fuck that. I want this shit to crash and burn, baby. Why? Because I cut my nose off to spite in my face. Cynthia G, Shira 7, Divesta Z-Lot, this fucking big bitch, Lachey, all you bitches who have had nasty, negative things to say about black men, who lie, who you'll do a nigga so dirty, then get with the next nigga and act like you were the victim. Every bitch you get with, somebody fumbled her. Oh, he was this, he was toxic, he was yeah. All you bitches, you bitches need to age out. I don't want you to get saved. I don't want men to start loving you hoes again. I don't want that. I want you motherfuckers to be crying in the dark on fucking TikTok talking about you need to be touched like that lady. That's what I want, man. Fuck you bitches, man. I need your granddaughters to see you and your daughter die alone. And then the grandbaby might say, man, nah, I need to get along with one of these niggas. Because grandma and grandma and my mom and grandma and great-grandma, they couldn't get along with a guy. No. Because the broads who have daughters today that hate men, what do you think they raising their daughters to do? They ain't raising their daughters to like men. No. They're raising their daughters to do the same shit. I don't want you niggas to be saved. Why would I want my kids dating your fucking daughter? Your mama ain't like men. You don't like men. Your daughter don't like men. Why the fuck would I want him to get caught up in your family? Nah, man, you bitches need to just fucking age out. Age out.
Disrespect the ladies on this panel, because I know that the intentionality of what I said and why I said it, I'm very, very intentional and cautious about the image, not only of my own image, but actually yours. So when people watch us on social media and all they see is us cussing each other out, talking over each other, disrespecting each other, my reason for joining the podcast and space is.
That's right. That bitch, this bitch is an enemy to the motherfucking, enemy to the fucking state. She's an enemy to the goddamn race. Them Cynthia G's and Shira Sevens, all them bitches are enemies to your race, bro. Nobody up here what man comes up here and talks shit about women and say, oh, I wish they was dead. I want niggas to fucking kill the bitches and abort. You know, if you got a girl and she's pregnant, tell her, and the baby's a girl, tell her to get rid of her. Ain't no niggas up here doing that. It's only you bitches. So to me, you're the enemy of the race. Now, every time I turn around, you bitches out here fighting. Y'all starting to shoot shit now. Like, nah, man, you hoes gotta go. Gotta go. In the 70s and the 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, the women that we had out, and the 90s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, the women that we had out, man, the ones who weren't falling for the welfare shit and who weren't out having babies all over the fucking place, and they were on their job, man, you know, they made us look good. Bitches with the froze, natural bodies, natural faces, cared about the fucking struggle, cared about the race. All of a sudden, you raggedy bitches appear. All of a sudden, you raggedy bitches appeared with your sexy breads and Suki Hana bitches and all you bitches. Y'all are the fucking worst products our community has ever put out since our community has begun.
I'm new to podcasting. I'm not new to what I do. So I've actually been doing this quite a while. And I realized that the reason why things are so bad and why people look at our community as the worst of the worst in every major statistical category is because part of the stereotypes are true, but then also we oftentimes will live out those stereotypes on screen in these type of formats. So everything that I'm going to offer as far as suggestions later in this conversation, it's actually genuinely stuff that I try to apply myself, and that men and women and families and couples are actively trying to do as well to fix their marriages, to fix their homes, to fix their lives, to get their lives back from the trauma and PTSD that they may have developed. So, you know, that's just my initial thesis.
It's the monkey bitch right here, man. This bitch right here, these are the types of bitches that I hate right here.
So, you know, that's just my initial.
It's a serious situation, serious moment And what is this fucking mutt bitch up here doing? Laughing, giggling, ain't shit, ain't taking shit serious. Like, kick this hoe off of the fucking thing, man.
Thesis / synopsis. And I'll give each of you opportunity to kind of respond, and then I'll circle back to kind of give some suggestions on things that I could offer for people who are more or less interested in hearing about it and wanting to know what we can do.
Well, let me throw a question.
Go ahead.
First of all, good that you said the president is on respect. Because had you not said that, your ass probably would have got disrespected. We don't know, Bennett. Don't worry. It's going to happen. But I will say that in your line of work, it sounds like you said, boots on the ground, you in the trenches, real deal, 10 years of experience.
Yeah.
Would I be a fool if I was to believe that everybody who had your kind of exposure or your kind of experience in that field as a licensed therapist would have the same sentiment or belief? I wouldn't be a fool.
No. You'd be a fool to think I'm an anomaly. There's most therapists have feminist leanings. So by default, they don't think about male communication styles. They don't think about how sometimes in couples therapy, one party tends to kind of dominate and kind of bully to kind of basically try to get the therapist on their side. I recognize that dynamic.
So even at
bring attention to it.
Expert level, dealing with real-time data and real-time people.
Yeah.
We still have the issue with bias, which makes one turn this way or turn that way. Nobody want to just stand on what is the actual problem. See, that's where that completely fucks up my whole mind, because I would think that if you become an expert and you see this shit in real time, there's no way you can lie about it. But then we still got to deal with, well, I want to side with this person or this side. That is so fucked up. Even though you're sitting here in the truth, in the reality, you can't still just say, you know that this shit is fucked up. This is the reality. You don't have to take a side. Just look at the damn data, look at the results. And that right there it pisses me off, because I want to believe that once you become an expert and you get in this field and you deal with people in real life, you can put away how you feel. But you're telling me on the record that people are still inserting or injecting it into their overall thought about it.
God damn it.
It's in every field. It's in every field, though. People are people. The main thing when I say, is it true? It's what are the things that I need to do, regardless of what the expert or the person on social media or the podcast person said. What do I need to do with this information now that I've received it? You need to go out then on your own as an adult and now verify it, see where they got it from, and then see if there's any contradictory evidence that says otherwise. And again, like whether you're getting your master's or getting your doctorate, you typically had to learn that you had to defend your position. You had to defend why you and what happens is when people get behind these microphones and when people start posting things on social media, they forget that what you do on social media, where you really don't have to have a legitimate argument, you can operate with using a whole bunch of fallacies and moving off of feeling and emotion. When it's time to have an actual conversation with somebody who's trained to do it, whose job it is, whose background is in it, you can't get away with that no more.
It makes me feel comfortable that you said it, because I used to feel convicted whenever people used to get on me about using my own, because I have the luxury to pull data from the people that I deal with in consultations and work with one-on-ones and get statistical data based on my own research instead of the statistical public research. And they used to bury me for that. But the reason why I was doing it, because I had a fear, and it's not a confirmed fear. I just have a fear that the people who are taking these experiments or doing these researches may have some bias in that and maybe reporting it in a biased way. I haven't confirmed that now. But it's just a fear that, damn, maybe I need to just go ahead and do the work myself, get about it, start recording data on hundreds of people that I deal with and see if I can come up with the same pattern or a different pattern.
It's hard. It's hard because people who haven't taken statistics in any graduate or higher level course, they don't know what can ruin the study that they're trying to do in terms of what can affect the data. So as long as you're kind of, even if you're like, oh, I don't have the degree, I don't have the background, at least find a statistician to kind of help you to kind of build the study that it is that you're trying to measure. And then, you know, you'll probably have the most objective study that you know that you can trust. But then people will say, well, where'd you get it from? And how do we know that? So it's that type of loop. But yeah, but anyone else, I'm welcome to hear what you all have to say.
I did want to say something. When I saw that clip, when I tell you, I prejudged the mess out of you. And I will admit that. I mean, but of course, it's to be expected. It's the only thing that I've ever heard from you, right?
It was a clip. I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Same way they did Kevin Samuels, bro. This guy is Kev 2.0. He's Kev 2.0. And I'm saying that because of something else that I heard him say on this particular podcast. And I said, I felt proud. We got us another one. We got us another one. We got us another one. Because the same shit that he said, KS said. The same shit. About, listen, man, if you want this kind of guy, well, okay, you got to be this kind of guy. You got to be this kind of gal for what he wants. You got to change to the market. If you don't change to the market, then you'll end up, his exact words were, if you don't change to what the market is asking, what these men are asking, then you'll end up with a man that nobody wants and other men don't respect. And I said, oh shit, there we go. This is the podcast he's gonna say it on.
And hearing you speak today, I'm like, okay, he got some sense. Like I can listen to you. We good, right? And I want to address something that you said about men's communication styles.
Yeah.
So they are different. Women's communication styles, men's communication styles, they are absolutely different. And both of us would benefit from learning that from each other, right? And I'm really glad that you said that, because we do have very different ways of communicating because we're both socialized differently. But to Shan's point, everyone wants to be heard, but no one really wants to listen. But also, I think, from my opinion, and I'm a woman, right? And I experience men. I don't have men's experience. But in me experiencing men, men's communication style is also limited. Am I wrong?
Yes. Yes, you are wrong, shorty. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a motherfucking therapist. I was a CO for like 13 years, so I'm kind of a therapist, but men's communication isn't limited, right? It's not limited at all. It doesn't tolerate bullshit. When we communicate, it's say what the fuck you want, say what the fuck you mean, and that's it. All the other bullshit is bullshit. Men's communication is straightforward. If you're going around the block, down the fucking elevator, and up the no, we don't got time to hear that bullshit, man. Especially a guy whose eyes and mind is open and he can see through your bullshit, and you try to bullshit him, you try to gaslight him, you say something that we know you meant, and then you try to go back and act like, oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I meant such and such and such. First thing we look, say, well, why the fuck didn't you say that? If you like red shoes, right? What you meant to say was the only time you wear red shoes is if you're going out on an expensive date. Other than that, you don't like them, right? So now when we come to you, you say, well, bitch, you said you like red shoes. You're like, no, I didn't say that. What I meant was I like them only if I'm going on an expensive. When you start to do bullshit like that, that's when we fucking cut you off. Our men's communication isn't limited. Y'all shit is just garbage, fluff, fucking just too much noise. It's too much of the bullshit. Say what the fuck you want. Say what the fuck you mean. How the hell can somebody, your gender says, you say, oh, men's communication is limited, but your gender is the one who expects niggas to know why the fuck you said something or why you're upset without you telling us, bitch. Your gender expects niggas to be mind readers. So no, our shit's not limited.
Yes and no. The yes part is I agree with you. Obviously, they're different, but the reason for what they're different matters. So number one, women just by nature use more words, and I actually don't think it's a social.
See, you see.
Thing. In the actual interview, I had broke down about a socialization theory called blank slate theory. This is an ideology or a viewpoint that people who tend to lean more feminist operate in. If you don't know or understand what blank slate theory is, you're entering into arguments about something that you do not know is influencing why you think and see things the way that you do to begin with. Blank slate theory is the concept that outside of just some physical differences between men and women, psychologically, and yes, psychologically, they're basically the same. If blanks, I'll explain why that's a problem. Much of the data and research shows we are not the same physiologically or psychologically. And we see it most expressed in our hormones. We see it when we have orgasms. We see it in terms of testosterone versus estrogen levels. There's so many things that's built in hardwired in terms of how we react and respond to sex or after sex. Even in terms of being ready for sex, point by point by point, you'll see that we actually have a lot of differences. Even if we're 98% the same, we have these very, very noticeable differences. A blank slate theorist ignores all of that. So when you hear feminists talk, and they're always talking about equality, 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 we need to be the same, we need to be the same, we need to have sex the same way men do, we need to be able to do the same type of work that men do, even if their bodies are better built for it. The blank slate theorists, because they want to disregard science, they want to disregard biology for the sake of the ideology that says we're equal in all things. When you think about it, it's problematic because now the sex that's not acting like the other sex, you think they're doing something wrong. So this is what happens whenever men or women are trying to have this conversation and they're trying to almost get the other to conform versus almost more so understanding and integrating within their system. So I'll give you an example, and this isn't even relating to blank slate theory. This is about women and accountability as an example. Got all these black women on the panel, and I'm hit shot.
Oh shit.
About to bring up women and accountability and see how this gonna go. A lot of men will joke around and they'll say what? Women don't accept accountability. They always shirking from it. They running. They bringing up.
Shit, we ain't joking, Papa.
Other issues, right? I said in a previous podcast, what if the issue is not that women don't seek or accept accountability? What if their relationship with accountability is just a little bit different than ours? So for men, how are we held accountable when we do something wrong? When we're told or informed that we did something wrong, we're just like, oh, okay, I did something wrong in terms of my actions or my behavior, and I'm not going to do it again. Therefore, I'm going to hold myself accountable. Women don't have that same linear, straightforward approach. When I say to you, or when I say to Ty or Jasmine, you did this, their initial response is not based on the fact of what I'm pointing out that they did wrong. Their initial response is the feeling that it's not that I'm saying that you did something wrong. They're interpreting and reacting to it as if I said something's wrong with them. Men that understand that will have a much better understanding of being calmer with women, especially when he first brings something up to his girlfriend, his wife, his female friend.
You know, I really gotta admit, I'm annoyed with the fact that we gotta treat you motherfuckers like you're toddlers. I really am. You know, a man will go out there and try to do everything for this broad. He'll try to entertain her. You know, you gotta entertain the bitch, so so she doesn't get bored. You know, you gotta hold her hand. She wants to feel safe, so she can walk outside and quote, as many women say, turn their brain off. Like it's just like I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with that. I'm tired of that. You niggas get on here and pop big shit. Bitches, get on here and pop big shit. Very disrespectful. Like your level of disrespect, I think it actually erases a man's understanding and just trying to deal with you guys because you're so fucking nasty. Like, why would I try to be understanding and sympathetic and give other chances to this person who is just extremely disrespectful? That's not how that works, man.
He knows that there's the strong potential that when I point something out to you that you did wrong, her initial reaction and response is not going to be, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. It's usually, it doesn't go like that. Initially, she's like, what's wrong with me? And you'll hear when it's like, so now I'm not a good wife. Now I'm not a good girlfriend. Now I'm talking about the act and you're making it about your identity. You weren't socialized to do that. No one taught you how to do that. My role and job, both as a clinician and now entering into this podcast space, is actually to have those types of conversations. To get us to understand each other's differences, what each other's going through, how we see and internalize things that could be different. And I'm not trying to socialize it out of us. If men just act like women, we'll all be fine. If women act like men, we'll all be fine. No, I said we have unique differences. We got to figure out how to get back to integrating with them. And part of that discussion was literally that. They asked me for 2 hours. Why can't we understand what's going on in the dating market? Why are things so bad? What's going on with men? And I'm answering point by point by point. So that's why. So believe it or not, despite the quote unquote mini viral clip, I'm not I get that people prejudge, but I'm highly encouraging all of us, believe it or not. My goal with my podcast is to get people to start to read again, to actually watch documentaries, to actually have a slightly higher level intellectual conversations. I think a lot of the stereotypical stuff with our community, we don't display this type of conversations. So for me, I want us to be the new wave of millennials and Gen Z folks that really, just have higher ideals of what we're capable of. So for me, if at the end of this conversation, when we're done this tonight, Lachey, is it Lachey or Lashia?
Laisha.
Laisha, sorry. If Laisha...
Who the fuck told you that was what your name was? That is not your fucking name. Your name, the way that shit is spelled, is Lashia, not Laisha, bitch. Where you get Laisha from? Your mama can't fucking spell. You can't fucking spell. You're just two ignorant niggas, man.
Laisha has a slightly positive, better attitude towards me than she did a week ago, then I did my job, But even if she doesn't, did I plant the seeds for her to be at least intellectually curious, to explore it beyond this conversation? That's the goal.
But are you going to accept that? I mean, I know you watched this panel before, and you see the decorum of the women. You know that
Go ahead,
there's some
nigga.
polarity.
Go fucking head, nigga.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah, look at all the bitches. Yeah, look at all the bitches. Yeah, bitch. What's his name? His name was Mr. Let Go before. Now it's Darwin or some shit like that. Good job. Good fucking job. Good job. He's right. You watched this podcast before. You know these bitches don't have that don't have that capability.
See the decorum of the women. You know that there's some polarity in that. And the reason why is because we have a licensed expert here. Me personally, and I'm not projecting onto you, I'm just saying, I wouldn't buy it because I know how they truly behave. And I know that these women, particularly, are putting it there in character.
Darwin.
Yeah, you raggedy bitches. Yeah, Darwin. Yeah, Darwin. I love a nigga that calls bitches out on their shit. I love a person that calls a person out on their shit, bro. Because that's the first thing, like, they're gonna try to hide like they're all good and cooperating and shit like that. And these bitches are scoundrels. Fucking scoundrels. Good job, Darwin.
Did you listen to anything that he just stated?
I understood exactly what he said. I think
the psychological differences between men and women.
You know they in character right now.
I don't like it.
You don't know. You probably ain't been watching, but yeah.
You get Darwin. And then you said these women as if all of us have the same opinion or same approach to the same topics when we both know that's not true.
No. Listen, I'm not talking about y'all position on a particular topic. I'm talking about y'all etiquette right now. Like, I think Sweeney been recording. I think you just set the record this year for 2025 for being able to go longer than any man on this panel without being interrupted.
He ain't even lying, because them bitches it's like they play spades and shit. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you say something they don't fucking like, they like, cut.
Congratulations to you. I don't know why that is.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You could listen. No, I'm saying you could say it's the degree, or you could say it's a whole host of different things. My field is dominated by women. I primarily work around women. I think it was Jasmine that kind of alluded to this whole transactional process of like what you'll get out of me when you kind of set the tone. When you kind of act this way, then I'll act that way. I see it.
I'll believe you if and only if you visit this show maybe 4 or 5 times. I guarantee you by the 3rd time, they're gonna tell you ain't shit. They gonna wipe your ass with the microphone.
Now, Darwin, when have we ever told you that you
You're just making up.
Now you know I don't do that.
Hit dog holler.
That's fine by me, but I ain't never did it.
You called a whole woman a Jezebel and got fully out of character before, Darwin, and you know what I'm talking about because I had to tell you, like, Darwin, I have never seen you act like this before.
Oh, she was.
But you,
I heard
I'm just saying.
I get
don't
it.
put all on us.
There's levels to it. I get it.
Man, this is really nice. I'd really like to be able to be on a panel and podcast, but I can't because all it takes is one. I was on a couple of panels, man, and shout out to No Cap with Freezy. I was on a couple of his panels, man. And, I don't like the bitches over there either. Like, I don't like I consider myself a male advocate because who advocates for males? Nobody, not even judges, you know? And that shit irritates me. Nobody advocates for men. This is my brethren that I see being lied on in court, you know, false allegations and shit, false everything. Going to court, getting taken to the fucking cleaners, you know, no, I don't like that shit. And it's usually a weak ass, soft ass, sucker ass nigga in a fucking robe that's just siding with bitches. Yeah. You know, but yeah, I would like to be on the panel, but I don't think I'm really good enough yet, man. I don't think I'm good enough yet. I need more composure. I need to be more articulate, because I'll call you a bitch in a minute. Fucking scandalous asshole. I'll call you that shit in a fucking minute. So, but this guy, Ask a Brother podcast, definitely dope. Dope shit.
So Jeff.
Yeah.
I like what you spoke about when you talked about accountability, right? And how when we say that they've done something, how they were internalizing it actually goes on to explain to Shan why DNA tests would need to be mandatory. Because, and I created this slideshow while we were sitting up here, and it kind of just shows exactly what women would do if we asked for a DNA test. Now I'll put it up here again so y'all can just kind of see the responses after the question. JR, if you could put me on the big screen. Hold on, wait. JR, calling JR. Marcus, put me on the big screen. One of y'all niggas put me on the big screen.
We're fast, Sweeney.
I don't know. Let me see if I can change the
Because
speed.
that was like a bunch of paragraphs.
Hold on, wait.
So can I
Hey, my mom got a great relationship. She was just here 2 days ago.
That I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. But I think a lot of women are asking just for equity, not necessarily equal.
Here we go right here.
Quality. Like, we don't necessarily want to be equal to you, but we definitely want the environment to be equitable.
That's exactly what I always say, right? When you walk in the motherfucking room, they want the same respect that you get when you walk in the room. They want the same salary that fucking Brad or Jamal get when they walk through the door of the fucking law firm, but they don't put out the same work. They don't put out the same work, bro. That's my problem with it. If you're a cop or if you're a firefighter, you don't even take the same fucking test. I was in the military and in law enforcement. Bitches had different tests than me when it came to the physical agility. Different tests. So, you know, they can't perform the job to the fullest capacity. So why would you put a man out there with a fucking woman? I don't want to have a partner, man.
We want to be able to have the same opportunities to just function the way we function.
Can you give me an example, just so I know so I'm on the same page with you? Can you give me an example?
So I'm much different than the average woman. The average woman is not.
Oh, here we go. Sense of grandiose. I feel narcissism coming along. I feel narcissism.
Does not own a garage full of power tools. The average woman just doesn't do, like, I like getting dirty and doing what I do. And I know that I can't.
The average lonely woman does.
Say what?
The average lonely woman has a garage full of power tools. Trust me.
No, they don't. No, they don't, Darwin.
They gotta get down
no, they don't.
That shit they sell.
No, they don't. Because my friends call me to do all of their work. They do not do that. The average woman does not have a garage full. The average.
So all your friends are lonely.
Oh! A single woman does not have a garage full of power tools. They have a Rolodex full of people that they can call to do the work that they need done.
I'm just
and they pay those people for sure. But
bullshit.
And I know that I am not able to do the things the way a man can do it because we are different. But the opportunity to show up and have the opportunity to do the things that I do want to do and like to do and I am able to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like in my relationship, I don't want to be looked at differently as if I'm masculine just because I'm building a greenhouse in my backyard. A lot of men are put off by that, right? Like, I want to be seen just as a person who has a lot of talents. Like, I'm talented, right? And so
here we go.
I don't want to be looked at differently because of that. Because a lot of men have a very rigid view of what a woman is supposed to be. So when I take out my power tools and I'm taking raw materials and I make it something, I don't want a man to be like, I don't want a woman to do all that. There's real manly right there. And I'm like, but I got booty shorts and a sports bra. I'm cute doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very feminine. I just do what I do, and I think we're just...
Baby, it's the big shoulders, tats, and the fucking haircut for me, all right? I think that's what it is, man. I think that's what your issue is. All right. It's not too sexy, man. It ain't too sexy, boo.
Just asking for equity and just to be seen as people, just like y'all like to be seen as people and not these dainty, feminine, like helpless creatures.
All right. Thank you for that. I have 2 or 3 points I think that could be very helpful with this. Number one, you and Jasmine, are y'all outside of you two being equal in terms of being human beings, like in terms of value, are you two equal?
Uh-oh.
No, right? So
Jasmine look a hell of a lot better. Jasmine looks feminine as fuck. Jasmine's got the cute 1990s Toni Braxton Halle Berry cut. She's got, what do you call that shit? What do you call them? She's got fucking collarbones, all right? She's got on a pretty dress. She's not all tatted up like Thug Life. And she's very pretty. You, Big Bertha that builds fucking a shed in her backyard, okay? It's not, no, you guys are not equal.
If you're not equal with another woman, then you're not equal with another man.
Boom!
Hit shot. Boom. Hit shot.
Wow, here we go.
And I'm not equal with Darwin outside of the fact that our equality starts and stops, believe it or not, with our humanity. All other distinctions, our gender, our age, our experience, our skill set, there's reasons for why, one person will get the job, another person will get the job. In 2025, there is nothing that you can't do in terms of employment, right? Even in terms of intense fields, physical labor fields, they'll lower the standards now for women so that they can't do it. So
This nigga talking about it, dog. That's what I like.
if you want to be a firefighter, you don't have to have the same standard that a male firefighter has to do.
Nope.
If you want to be in the military, your mile won't be the mile of your male counterpart.
Nope.
You want to be a police officer, you name it. Field after field after field. By default, because you're in America, as a woman, you can already go and do that. The issue for all women, and I'll say this specifically to black women, is, yes, you're right. You probably had experiences where there were some men that were turned off because you had a certain type of job. A lot of men, I can't speak for your personal experience, but a lot of men are not actually turned off by the job or even the type of job. They're turned off by the traits that are often associated with those women.
The way them bitches
The
act.
behavioral traits.
Explain.
The behavioral traits that sometimes comes with women that has very demanding schedules, demanding jobs, demanding fields, is that they're highly disagreeable. That they are.
He said it. They're highly disagreeable.
Are a little rough around the edges.
Rough
They
around
they
the
they assume because I look good that I'm still feminine. Because I get my nails done, I'm still feminine.
Get 'em.
Because my hair, I got my makeup on, I still let man lead. Well, I always look at it through the lens as your outcomes. Does your outcomes reflect the thing that you're saying that you're doing? So an example of what I'm basically saying is when I talk to women who are struggling in the dating market, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that," but I'm saying, but if all the men, your outcomes would typically be different. If I'll say it this way, because you kind of mentioned something in terms of you want to be perceived a certain way from men, right? You want them to still see you as soft, as still feminine, or yeah. And that mention comes on. Well,
talk about outcomes.
Because I get my nails done, I'm still feminine. Because my hair and I got my makeup on, I still let a man lead. Well, I always look at it through the lens as your outcomes. Does your outcomes reflect the thing that you're saying that you're doing? So an example of what I'm basically saying is when I talk to women who are struggling in the dating market, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that," but I'm saying, but if all the men, your outcomes would typically be different. If I'll say it this way, because you kind of mentioned something in terms of you want to be perceived a certain way from men, right? You want them to still see you as soft, as still feminine, or yeah, in essence, right? And that you don't want what you do to impact how people see you. If we flip it, and this is where I think both sexes can get a better understanding of this stuff. When you all question what it is about men being turned on and turned off about stuff, what's your icks? What's your things that makes it known? I can't do this guy. I absolutely can't take him seriously. I'm not going to return his phone call. That's not my type. Whatever that list of things is that attracts you or turns you away, we have our own version of that. And again, no one has to teach us that.
Well, but my point is that there is a very rigid view of what a woman is. And so I get icks. I promise I do. And I'm not, again, I don't invalidate experiences. It's
Okay.
cool. Like how you feel, how you experience things. I'm never going to invalidate that. But there is a very rigid view. Like you have to meet these certain points to be this feminine woman to men. And for me,
Nice and agreeable, hon. Nice, kind, agreeable.
And the other women can agree or disagree. But for me, the it normally is that rigidity and all of the things that come with it. The rigid masculinity, the rigid like gender roles.
Masculinity.
Why is it rigid?
I don't like because it can never be anything else but what you all see it as, right? Like you're not allowing people to just be people. Like women are not these bullet point things. You cannot list what a feminine woman is because it looks different.
We live in
What? I can't list what a feminine woman is because it looks different. You sound like you talking about you on some trans shit. What you talking about? Yes, the fuck we can.
Should look different just like men in their masculinity can look different.
Nah, man. Nah, man. What the hell? What are you talking about?
Bo, I have a question. Sorry, Don. Bro, I have a question for you, and I hope that this question will illustrate the direction I'm going in.
Okay.
Who do you think has more prerequisites or standards in order for them to be satisfied and interested in order to date the opposite sex? Who got the higher? Who has the
Look at how long she takes to answer this question. She already knows the answer to.
much longer list of expectations that the opposite sex has to meet in terms of requirements?
Okay, if we're talking about in society, then I guess it has to be women.
You get it.
No shit. No fucking shit.
So of the few things, so hold on just 1 second. So just to clarify, there's actually very few things that men are actually looking for and to satisfy. And I think our standards have had to go down every decade in order for us to be able to still find a suitable partner.
Not mine.
So what I'm suggesting is rather than trying to demonize women with their lengthy list of prerequisites. So for instance, if you don't want to, if you feel like you don't want men to be so rigid with their viewpoints, I'm not going to shame women that want a man that's taller than them. I'm never going to shame women that want a man that's not weaker than them.
His style is impeccable. His speech is impregnable and impregnable. You see what he's doing? Just to shut the bitches up, he keeps bringing forth he keeps bringing forth the aspect of what they're talking about. And then once they agree, he brings his aspect. He just flips it. Yeah, look, mental. Yeah, this guy's good. This guy's good. This guy's good.
I'm never going to shame women that don't want to be with men that they don't feel safe with and that he feel like that he can't protect them. So rather than being like, well, you just need to change that. No, that's what you can't go through 10,000 years of evolutionary biology and know that who you are and how you've been shaped to be. There's actually certain natural inclinations of what no one had to teach you that you may have felt safer with a man that you weren't looking down on. That's just a hardwired in you. So remember when I mentioned about that blank slate theory thing? A blank slate theorist will have issues with the opposite sex's stances of what they're attracted to that they feel they're not measuring up to.
Wow.
So when you hear
and that's just what you did, bitch. That is exactly what you did.
Blank slate theorist will have issues with the opposite sex's stances of what they're attracted to that they feel they're not measuring up to.
Now he's gonna go, right? Instead of giving her the whole shit, he gave her a little taste of reality, and then he's gonna bring it right back to the women to get her to soften up, right? This is gonna stop her from cutting him off and cutting her ears off.
So when you hear these men that's going off and complaining about women this and women that, evolutionary biology is learning about, in order for you to not be a genetic dead end as a man, you have to adapt to what women want. You don't get to dictate what it is that women are attracted to or what they want.
You see Shorty up here smiling, shaking her head? You don't get to dictate what women are attracted to and what women want, right? That's the jab. Here come the hook.
They want is what they want, and they're not going to settle. So if we're going to hold women to that standard, then we have to hold men to especially men who have the choice and option as well. The man that you want has standards just like you do. And just like many of the key core things that you either like or don't like or turn-ons and turn-offs, you get to arbitrarily decide which one of those you want to honor or set aside. So too does he. Now, for you, a guy may look at you and initially think a certain thing. Oh, she's going to be rough around the edges. She's doing all this hard manual labor. But what happens to the guy who has that image in his head and then he talks to you and he gets the total opposite experience? Suddenly your job and field and craft of what you do for a living doesn't matter to him anymore. Because experientially, that whatever's happening outside that home, when you walk through that door, he doesn't feel it. Guys don't care. Guys ain't. When women are like, if I went to school or I made all of this money, I didn't go to school to make 80,000, 100,000, 125,000 to date a guy that's making 40. We're never going to shame her into accepting a guy that's making $40,000. It's not going to happen. She put herself in a position that that's what it is that she desires. And either she's the type of woman that can garner and get that type of man, or she doesn't. If he's the type of man that's saying, I want to,
Either she can garner herself to get that type of man, or she doesn't. Nice.
that's what it is that she desires. And either she's the type of woman that can garner and get that type of man, or she doesn't. If he's the type of man that's saying, I want a woman that's feminine, soft, respects my leadership, displays submissiveness at times, and works well with me and is on my program, are you the type of guy that can get that out of women, regardless of what she does for a living? Every guy doesn't qualify for the type of woman that he wants.
Yep.
And guess what? Every single woman doesn't qualify for the type of man that she thinks she wants. We have to learn how to adjust to the sex we're saying we want. What we're doing as in dating, communication. This is a great, to me, I think this is a really cool analogy. Imagine going for a job interview. You get there, you sit down, you're late, you in your pajamas, and you slide over your resume, and it's a whole bunch of irrelevant stuff that has nothing to do with the job position that you want. And as the person's trying to ask you questions, you're talking about how much you want to make and what your hours is going to be, and they're saying, well, this is what our salary is, and this is the prerequisites of what we're looking for in experience, and this is what we'd be willing to pay you, and this will be the schedule. And you say, yeah, I don't like any of this. I want way more money. You say in 5 days, I'll do 2 days. One of those days is going to be virtual. You just making up your own rules. What's the likelihood of you filling that job position?
You know who had another analogy like that? KS had an analogy like that, but dealing with a restaurant and saying the guy said he wants chicken, and he goes to the restaurant and they're like, oh, we're all out of chicken, but you could try the filet mignon. He's like, nah, I don't want filet mignon. I don't want chicken. And he says that the waiter just keeps telling him, no, it's great, you're gonna like it, try it anyway. Like, no, don't get up. Here, and they bring it to you and they charge you. He says that you won't go back to that fucking restaurant because they didn't have what you came out to eat. And he, like, I really like this guy. He seems very promising.
And you getting picked. Less than slim to none. Men have, each man, if there's different types of men, there's usually general attraction triggers of what most men want. And the men that are of demand, their standards are even higher. So I'll give you an men want. And the men that are of attraction triggers, if there's different types of men, there's usually general attraction triggers of what most men want. And the men that are of demand, their standards are even higher. So I'll give you an example on my end. When I was younger and I was chasing after and thirsty and trying to, shoot my shot, and I'm sending flowers and doing all this stuff. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. I said, man, this is a hell of a lot of effort. By the time I got to 30, things were a little bit different. And when I was on a dating app, I was a BLK Black. I had flew to Atlanta for 2-hour layover, and then I flew to Chicago and landed. When I flew to Atlanta, 2 hours, turned my phone on real quick, turned it back off, didn't check the app, got to Chicago. The 2 hours I was in Atlanta to the half hours I was in Chicago till I got in my cousin's car when she picked me up from the airport, it was 72 to 74 women that had matched with me or initiated contact with me after 2 hours in 2 different cities. You don't get to dictate anything to me. The other 69 women, I can choose. That's the dating market. So if there's nothing else I'm going to say tonight that's going to be helpful, if we understand the opposite sex better, we'll move different. In the global dating market, we ain't worried about America. In the global dating market, in terms of desirability, it's white men at the top. It's black men number 2. It's Hispanic men number 3 and Asian men number 4. In terms of desirability, in terms of all the data and stats that they're collecting in terms of marriages, in terms of sex, access to sex, and the dating app data. Black men are second. Asian men are last. Asian women don't want Asian men en masse. On the flip side, depending on the depending on the data, number one is either Asian women or white women, depending on the study. And then number 3 is Hispanic women, and then last is black women.
You just crucified yourself.
It's not crucified, and I'll tell you why. The reason why I'm saying it in that way and breaking it down in that way is a lot of this animosity that we're having with each other, black men and black women in this country. Africans don't see us as a part of their tribe. Jamaicans don't see us as a part of their tribe. There are no other groups that do. So if globally you are the least desired, and even the other black people, even if the other black people come here, they will look at you different, and they'll still treat you a little bit different. And it takes you a while to kind of warm up, and they'll be honest and say, you know, when I first came here, my parents said not to deal with the black Americans. I've heard that they have told me this. Who else are you going to listen to in terms of whatever it is that's causing you to be at the bottom of the totem pole of desirability than a black man looking you in your face and saying, this is what I need to feel loved. This is what I need to feel connected. This is what we need in order to feel like we can get back together with y'all. And vice versa. Black women need to communicate and let us know what it is that we're failing and dropping the ball on. So all I'm saying is rather than trying to focus on men need to adapt to me, that's not the real world.
Not the real world.
If you want the job, if you want the position, you need to fill the prerequisites. If the prerequisites are softness, feminine, non-argumentative, more agreeable, either you want to be that or not. And if you were like, well, I don't want to do all of that stuff to get with a man, you're going to end up with the man that most women don't want and other men don't respect. End up with the man to be that or not. And if you were like, well, I don't want to do all of that stuff to get with a man, you're going to end up with the man that most women don't want and other men don't respect.
God, did y'all hear that shit? If you don't shape up, and get and do what you need to do to get the man that you want, you're going to end up with a nigga no other bitch want and none of us niggas respect. So I had to sit back and think and say, well, who the fuck could he be talking about? And I'm looking at fucking Sierra and Russell Wilson, and I'm looking at what's the other motherfucker? Russell Wilson. Who's the other guy, man? Oh, Alex Fine. Yeah, like men don't respect that motherfucker. Women might want it because these guys are doges now. They're doges. They take anything. Whatever she's dishing out, that nigga's having seconds of it. Oh man, that was just so dope.
The man that has respect has standards. And
hold on. Boeing, are you fact checking him right now? Oh no, you tend to do that. Go ahead, Brock.
So yes.
Look, the bitch ain't. Look, she ain't laughing and giggling now. Funky hoe.
Want the position, you need to fill the prerequisites.
We all know what the prerequisites are: nice, kind, cooperative. You know, maintain a frame. That's it, man. That's really it. I don't like I don't know. I'm not a millionaire, so maybe if I was a millionaire, my standards would be a bit different. Maybe. But my standards, you don't have to be 120 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be fucking kind, respectful, non-confrontational. You gotta be cooperative. You gotta have a certain mindset. You can't have the mind. You can't be a bitch that listens to Shira 7 and all these other types of bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't gonna fly. If I was a millionaire, then maybe there would be more. there's a lot of men who don't really play the weight game like that. They would, they're not going to turn a chick down that has all of those qualities. Fuck, that's a come up. But the red tape isn't blocking the bitches that's 130, 40, 50, 60, 70, 180 pounds. A lot of niggas will still accept that. But how are you? Are you ran through? Are you uncooperative? Do you have multiple baby daddies? Are you mean and nasty? Are you vindictive? Are you selfish? Like those things. If you're any of those things, then keep it fucking moving. Some sucker will choose you.
Requisites are softness, feminine, non-argumentative, more agreeable. Either you want to be that or not. And if you were like, well, I don't want to do all of that stuff to get with a man, you're going to end up with the man that most women don't want and other men don't respect.
Look at her face. Yeah.
The man that has respect has standards. And
hold on. Boeing, are you fact checking him right now? Oh no, you tend to do that. Go ahead, Bronco.
So I'm not in the business of trying to transform and say I'm not getting what I want in the dating market, so the problem is all other women. No, the market's the market. I need to adjust to the women. So if you are a woman by default, you have value in terms of beauty. Ain't nobody on the panel ugly. So if you're a woman and you're single and you're 30 or up, the issue is you probably need to adjust to the caliber of man that you say that you.
Yo, you gotta look at her face. Look at her face. Look at this one's face. Look at these two. I'm gonna play it back. He said, if you're 30, listen to this.
So if you're a woman and you're single and you're 30 or up, the issue is you probably need to adjust to the caliber of man that you say that you want, if you even know where to find him. In the black community, I'm in a social club in Philly. Working professionals, lawyers, doctors, you name it, right? The women who go to those facilities, to those spaces, have an unusual monopoly on a higher tier. These are dudes that do golf. These are dudes that own yachts, right? All the women who don't know about the social clubs, all the women that don't go to the cigar lounges, they have no idea that there's a.
Shout out to the cigar lounges. Shout out to Sticks out there on 1315 Main Street, Rahway, New Jersey.
Whole nother bracket of pool of men that they're not even having access to. A lot of black women, because they didn't do what's the school? They didn't grow up in environments where they were put into these spaces to be put on game. In terms of when you went to school, why was the Asian women and the white women going for two reasons and you were going?
There's another point KS had.
For one, you were going to get your degree. They were going to get the degree and to find their partner. So when you walked across the aisle with your diploma in hand, they had the diploma in the ring. It's about mindset. It's about approach. It's about intentionality. And it's about humility of if you are 30 or up as a woman and you are mildly attractive, you're doing something wrong. And your single girlfriends can't help you. And if every man that says something to you, he needs to adjust to me, that's the problem.
The prize, exactly. I was about to say that a large group of them women believe that they're the prize, so they don't even know anything about going to go gain access to a particular plethora of man or a class of man. If they're already predisposed to think that they're the prize.
If they're in an echo chamber all day hearing that they're tens and, oh, you don't have to adapt for a man, you let them come after you, then yeah, of course you're going to yield those results every time. And I think that's the main issue, is that, we talked about the communications, and women don't really care to listen to men. They don't want to believe what it is that men are telling them. And they're constantly reinforced that they are doing the right thing and the men are doing the wrong thing. But we've told these women on the panel, not in particular this show, but different panelists that have came on, over and over and over again that you're going to have to make some adjustments. And it does take humility, like you said, but most people aren't willing to because they feel like they're doing the right thing. They're not really trying to hear women. They're saying it. And I've mentioned the word competitive, and people will get extremely angry because I said the dating market is competitive. But women don't feel the need or have the humility to compete for men in a competitive market. If you won't compete in a field that's competitive, what result can you possibly get?
Well, when you
Damn, this bitch got titty all. She a biggins. Cause this just ain't all fucking titty. I know by the size of the arm, she got back and all that shit, but titty is all out this motherfucker.
turned 18, you had access to men that was your age, in their 20s, in their 30s, and in their 40s. And that primarily was offered to you specifically because of your biology and not something you had to earn. You've now had 12-year run of not.
This chick is really pretty, man. If she's single, like he said, there's got to be a fucking problem, because niggas will scoop this up in a minute. The damn cigar lounge that I go to, they'll pick this motherfucking hair up in a heartbeat. She just got to say the right things. She say the right things, she's in there.
Having to work for attention that's naturally going to be granted to you. Anybody, if I was a woman, I'm sure my mindset would have been very different than what it is as a man.
Wait. Hold on.
I get and understand. I get and understand that.
I got to expose you to something before you go there on the youth.
Okay.
We done did it many times, but I'm gonna let the women question you on this.
Okay.
Because when you talk about a woman becoming 18 and having access to different brackets and age groups of men because of her biological position, her youth, and all these other stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can debunk it or you're gonna actually substantiate it, maybe. But there's this frontal lobe argument. You heard of it? I don't need to say nothing more, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, this, regardless of the development of the frontal lobe and whose develops faster and all this other stuff, I guess the main point I was trying to bring up is you typically had a run that your 18-year-old male counterpart didn't. He has to build up his value. So if the 18-year-old man effectively has very little to offer most single women. So he has to learn what women want and obtain it and become it. By default, a woman who's getting the attention up front, because her value is up front, if you are a poor mate selector, by the time you've gotten to 30, 32, 35, 40 plus, a woman that refuses to adjust to the type of man that she wants is effectively the equivalent of a male incel. Involuntary.
Oh, God damn.
Enemy spotted.
Holy shit. That was hard. That was hard. That was the K.O. Look at the faces. Oh my God, look at the faces. Rewind. Come again, selector.
A woman that refuses to adjust to the type of man that she wants is effectively the equivalent of a male incel.
God damn. Damn.
A woman that refuses to adjust to the type of man that she wants is effectively the equivalent of a male incel. Involuntary celibate. Involuntary celibate is a male that can't get access to women and he refuses to do something about it. Damn. So that loser over there to the left, that guy that's not, that no woman's checking for, and he's refusing to put the work in to adjust to the market of what women's expectations are, so that he can get not only the caliber of woman that he wants, but access to women, period. Because you're a woman by default, you're going to get attention from the 400-pound life, when you 400, 500-pound life, where them people be on the show and they got to tear down the door to carry them out. All them big women was never single. It was.
Oh my God, I said that shit. I'm sorry for yelling in you guys' ear. I was talking to my kid's mom and I said that shit, man. I said, yo, they always fucking married. They got a nigga that been wiping their ass and bringing them buckets of fried chicken for fucking years. They always had a man. Always. A skinny nigga too. Yo.
100-pound life, when you 400, 500-pound life, where them people be on the show and they got to tear down the door to carry them out. All them big women was never single. There was still a man in there. So you getting access to a man is not a flex. You getting access to the man that you want is the challenge. So if you can't do that as a woman that's been getting access to men since 18, you are the equivalent to that.
Damn.
So until you're willing to make that adjustment, that's why.
Yeah, look at her face. Yo, look at her face. Yo, look at these bitches' faces.
That's been getting access to men since 18.
Kevin Samuels, man. Oh, could he have gotten that one off? Could he have gotten that one off? Without, yeah. Damn, oh my God. Why that nigga gotta be dead, bro? Oh man, I could have seen these two motherfuckers on the show together. Damn.
18. You are the equivalent to that.
Damn.
So until you're willing to make that adjustment, that's why you're.
30, single. You pretty, you 30 and you single. You the equivalent to a 400-pound bitch.
Outcome is what it is. I'll never have men or women come into my office and they walk out thinking society and the world has to change so that I can live life. You have to point. The greatest success you can make is to make it your responsibility, even if it's not. If it went wrong, there's something I have to do different. In my marriage, in my kids, in my friendships, in my relationship, the onus is on me.
So let me
go ahead.
Let me test your logic real quick on that. It's gonna be really quick. Are you saying that if a woman desires a man that prefers or require a woman to be 140 pounds, but she's 200, are you saying on the record that she need to go lose weight?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh shit.
Hold on. If this is the man she wants.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I just wanted to go on the record.
Yeah, because only in America can we say only America can we say the type of job and salary that we want, but we don't want to have to show up for the interview and want to show up late and make our own rules. Everywhere else in your life, if you wanted the degree, how many credits did you have to take? How many classes did you have to do? You wanted that job? How many interviews did you have to go through? What's the uniform? How many times do you have to be in the office? Everywhere else in your life, there are steps and protocols and things that will lead you to the outcome you want. But then when it comes to the man that you want there to be no rules. Take me as I am.
So take me as I am, or have nothing. Nah, Mary, it ain't no you're single, bitch. It ain't no take me as I am or have nothing at all, Mary J. Blige. Your song is fucking no, Mary. Ooh, this nigga cooking. Yo, look at her face, bro. Do y'all see her face? She is like, fuck, I gotta lose some weight. Fuck, I got these big ass tattoos. Fuck, I got this crazy ass hairstyle.
The take me as I am men are the men that nobody else wants.
Mary J. Blige. So I know this might be a little bit off the direction that you're going.
Yeah.
But what is your thoughts on the panderer phenomenon? And I've been trying to study.
Yo, this guy is asking all the right questions.
So I know this might be a little bit off the direction that you're going.
Yeah.
But what is your thoughts on the panderer phenomenon? And I've been trying to study it right now. But in terms of how are these people that get behind the microphone and pander able to captivate such a large audience so consistent whenever that large audience can go and look at the facts and see that this guy is playing on your feelings and still turn you into a paying client?
Well, because advertisers know that it's easier to sell to women and children.
Damn.
So if advertisers know that, people that want to get on these platforms know that as well. So if you know that I think it's like 80% of the consumer debt is women. They know they'll spend the money. They know that they'll be on social media. And they know they would love to jump into somebody telling them what they want to hear, even if it's not true. They know that. My argument is to put women on game to what's going on. If everything that's coming out of a man's mouth makes you feel good, you should be running. Unless you think you're perfect. Unless you think you're perfect and there's nothing to change, at some point you should hear something that kind of pricks you. Like, oh, I need to tighten up. I need to change that about myself. That's an area I need to grow in. If the guy or the man or woman with the microphone is always saying the blame is the other party, the blame is the men, it ain't you, you're never going to get that. Like, as a therapist, if you came in for 6 months and I agreed with you, all your problems is everybody else but you, what do you have to change?
Well, let's take your morals off the table.
Sure.
If you were making a critical decision to come into it as a podcaster, and your sole focus and your only priority and importance was to make as much money as you can, would you come in the field that you're in, or as a panderer? Take your morals off the table. A panderer, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. That confirmed it.
And I know with one, and they actually do it now with men and women. With now they're telling men and women what each side wants to hear, which is what's driving the gender war thing.
Yep. We got our eyes on you, bitches. I see you, bitches. I see you. A lot of dudes see you. But you know what? We're not concerned with that. You know what I'm saying? But a couple of guys on my channel pointed out a couple of the chicks that are the grifters and the panderers. If you want to talk about a grifter, a panderer, shorty Princella, the queen maker, she done started pandering to men. Well, rather, she done started telling the truth, actually. She done started telling the truth. If you look at, like, the shit she did within the recent 3 months, 4 months, bro, oh, my God. You'd be like, yo, that's the same bitch that said men weren't capable of love, that men are just destructive beings that need to be controlled by women. Yeah, that was that bitch. Now she's like, oh, women are horrible people. Women are narcissistic. Women are more dangerous than men. That's now she's saying that shit. Oh, this was a good fucking show.
Even worse. So now you have this whole market of podcasters, red pill space, black pill space, where it's everything that's wrong in society is because of women. That's how they're marketing it. And now the guys who's not getting the success that they want in the dating market, the issue is the women. So that's the reason for why I can't get the type of woman I want. It's because of the women. If the women just was better, then everything will be fine. And then on the other side, all the issues are men. Men ain't men no more. The reality is, yeah, we all got work to do. But to me, if you become more aware of the propaganda and indoctrination and the attempts to pander to you, you'll actually know when politicians are lying to you, when life coaches are lying to you, when podcasters are lying to you. Now you see through it, and you'll know it because if you watch enough of their material, they will never speak on certain issues or issues pertaining to certain sexes. It'll be obvious. So the guys that's going on tour and they sound like they a poet and they say this stuff on stage, but not one time has he ever said something about what a woman needs to change. He's telling her it sounds good. Women fall in love with what they hear. Men fall in love with what they see. So this is why when they want to market to men, OnlyFans, sex sells. They know how to market to us. How do they market to y'all? Tell y'all what y'all want to hear. If you start to learn this and start from an intellectual state, start breaking down why I believe what I believe, and start is the outcomes of what I'm having currently what I want, you'll have to start relooking in. I got to change something. Who I'm listening to, who I'm influenced by, who I'm going to for help and support. It changes the game. So back to sorry, I know we went off on a tangent. Shayna, did you have something?
I just want to say I appreciate you. This conversation, I'm just sitting there like, oh. And the reason why is because we can have, like I said before, we can have an honest conversation when it's a balanced conversation. It can't be always you. Sometimes it's me. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be a give and take, right? And I think that so often it's like your problem. And it feels so good to have somebody on here. It's like, no, we both got problems. Let me list the ones you got. Let me list the ones they got. And then you're backing it up. I trust, you could be, I don't know. I trust it. It sounds great. And I'm like, even when you talk about Black women not being desirable, I can see that. I can see how people would get that just by our representation and how we move, right? We do need to do better. And the way you put it, at least for me, I receive. We do need to do better. And it's all about how your delivery, like how you speak to people, and I think that that's the reason why many of us, at least for me, we're listening.
Yeah.
I didn't get offended by anything you just said.
Let me ask you a question,
Offended me.
Can I ask you a question, Shan?
And I agree with
Has he said, can you ask me? What'd you say? Has he said anything that Marcus, Trev, Sweeney, some of the guys, Shannon Rawls or JR, has he said anything that was foreign that none of us have already said?
So again, there are things that I agree with you too, producer. I think, like I said, it's the delivery. Let's just talk about earlier. I told you I accept that I was wrong, and you decided to not say, okay, she gets it now. You threw it in my face to be like, okay, but you wanted like a battle, and I wasn't trying to give you that. I said, okay, I see your standpoint. Thank you for enlightening me. I get it now, but that wasn't even enough for you. And it's like, people are tired of the back and forth, It's like, can we find things that we can sit here and stop arguing with each other? Just find a solution. Like, you may think differently than I think. My walk in life is going to be totally different from yours. But can we have a conversation, like a decent conversation, and it not be like?
I thought I asked it with a good. How was my delivery with that question? I thought it was.
Okay, but again, there are things like Bruce. I can say I appreciate you too, because there are things that you say as well that I do agree with. I've seen you on King Talk. You take up for like a lot of your beliefs are the same beliefs that I have, and I appreciate that, right? But in this particular and I've told you that before, but in this particular situation, Jeff is new. I want to say everything that he said. He's pointed out the bad for both, right? And I can tell you from that, I can accept when you were talking to me, I'm like, dang. Okay, I need to fix that, right? And it's just a delivery. I can't. Anyway, I just want to say I appreciate it.
So, brother podcast. Basically, if me, Sweeney, M. White, Trev, and all the other brothers mirror your delivery, we can change the world.
No, do you know the difference? So here's the difference, right? He was actually listening.
Here you go to dick riding. Is that dick good?
Yes, kid.
How good is that dick?
Oh,
How? Here you go to dick riding. That wasn't a question. This nigga probably ain't saying any of that shit, but it's just regular bitch shit. That's just what bitches do.
Like I could, like he. So no,
You
because
saying we
when
don't
I
listen to
said
you?
something, when I said something to him about equity, and I was trying to explain.
All right, that's it. Great show, great show. Shout out to motherfucking Jeff James. Do a deep dive into this guy's background, profile, and everything. Chat GPT. Look up whatever you can on him. He's doing an awesome job. Awesome job. Glad he is entering the podcast space. His voice is definitely needed. We about to check out. It's 3 hours, 5 minutes. It was 5:07 a.m. We done broke night again. I'm about to go take a little nap, man. Appreciate you guys, whoever is here. Shout out to my regulars. Give my regulars a shout out, man. Shout out to my guy Terminator motherfucking T. Black Marvel, Linda, and all the other people, man. Can't remember your names right now. But y'all know I fucks with you. All right? Have a good evening. Bye.